Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to 10 at 10. Exciting new feature where I come at you every day for approximately 10 minutes at approximately 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 7 a.m. in the Pacific in the West Coast, California, British Columbia, Oregon, Washington, looking at you. In the afternoon in Europe, in the evening in Asia, and wherever you are, it's always right now. And it's always a honor and a moment of appreciation and gratitude to share this space together in the here and now. When you're entering, you can share where you're from, where you are, what time it is. The answer to that question is now. And the sun is out here again. The sun is out 2 days in a row of sunshine after seeming like weeks of non-sunshine. And it makes me feel into the play of yin and yang, the play of opposites, and the value of the play of opposites, the play of the play of duality, and the value of the play of duality. The recognition that you can't know one thing without knowing the other thing, right? There would be no recognition of sunshine if there wasn't rain, if there wasn't overcast skies, if there wasn't thunderstorms. You know, this diversity of experience is what life is, what life consists of. And the inquiry is, can we embrace what is? Can we honor what is as it's arising, as it's present, as it's here in this moment, right now? I'm in a spot here where I can't see anyone's. Oh, let me see something here. Not able to see people's comments. So I'm going to telepathically, psychically feel into your comments, what you have to share. And be appreciated. Welcome, Bill. Thank you for being here. So here's something that I've been feeling into that feels valuable to share with you this morning. It has to do with being liked. With being liked. And this is obviously a really big thing on Facebook. Like, people literally want to be liked. You know, we share a comment, we want people to like our posts. We want to be liked, and we don't want to be disliked. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of attention, a lot of intention, a lot of manipulation, and energetic struggle to put into being liked by people, to being liked by other people that we're interfacing with, that we're interacting with. And my message this morning is that it's much more important to be loved than it is to be liked. It's much more important to be loved than it is to be liked. Feel into that today. It's much more important to be loved than it is to be liked. So there's a sense that when you're in the energy of love, everybody likes you. And when you're being liked, you're in the energy of love. And my feeling is that these two energies have very little, if anything, to do with each other at all. In fact, when I look historically, I find that the people that were in the deepest energy of love were quite roundly and broadly disliked. And the people that were the deepest energy of love were quite often murdered, slaughtered, killed, jailed. This notion that when you're in the energy of love, everybody likes you, and everybody likes what you have to say, everybody likes what you have to share, everybody likes your energy, or, you know, they're just such a pleasant personality, is rooted in the energy of fear, right? The need to be liked by everybody. It's impossible to be liked by everybody because everybody is such a diverse personality. There's so many different kinds of people in the world. There's so many different perspectives, ideas, preferences, opinions, right? So the bottom line is the root authentic core is to express the authenticity of who you are, which is the essence of love, and to be rooted in the present moment and to share whatever arises in the present moment from the deepest depths of who you are, from the deepest level of inspiration, passion, truth. And part of that is, by its nature, confrontational. In other words, just you walking down the street, if you're living from a place that's authentic, that's true, that's genuine, that's from the heart, is by its very nature confrontational, because we're in a world where people are not living in truth. They're living in a space of dishonesty. They're living in a space of ego. They're living in a space of superficiality, right? They're living in a space of just, so many false ideas, beliefs, perceptions all across the board. So to live in a space of truth is confrontational. Now, that doesn't mean you're trying to be confrontational. It certainly doesn't mean you're trying to hurt anybody. It doesn't mean you're trying to cause suffering to anybody at all. It's quite the opposite, right? There's actually no intention to cause suffering. There's no intention to cause pain. There's no intention to cause to have ill will towards anyone. And that itself is unconventional. That itself is a revolutionary. That itself is going against the grain, right? That itself is perplexing the people. That itself is mystifying, right? So you have to let go of this idea of wanting to be liked by everybody. You have to let go of this idea of, oh, I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person. I want to be a nice person. It's important. It's not important to be a nice person at all. Zero importance being a nice person. Completely irrelevant to being in the energy of love. Whether people view you as nice or view you as unnice or view you as good person or a bad person, or it's like there's this connection, this communion, first and foremost with yourself, that's deeper than the story level, right? The story of me. I'm this, now I'm that. I thought it was this, now I think I'm that. The thought level, the story level. There's a communion with ourself that's deeper than the story level, right? And what's super exciting, what I think is the most exciting thing about being a human being, is there's the potential for a communion with another that's deeper than the story level, right? And as we talked about yesterday, the real growth, the real learning, the real evolution comes into being when we're challenged, right? So to have these spiritual partnerships, to have these relationships of authenticity, to have these relationships with a coach or a mentor, to have these relationships of awakening, by their very nature, anything that is shadow, anything that's an unconscious limiting belief system or thought pattern will be exposed. And that's the whole point, right? Now, when it's exposed, there can be projection onto the other person, and projecting the shadow onto them, and disliking that they brought this forward, that forward. All of that is first and foremost irrelevant, and second, if you're in the energy of this kind of relationship that's dedicated to your evolution, to your growth, to your awakening, all of that is good. All of that is exactly what you're looking for. All of that is the gratitude. That's the space to be. That's the place to be, right? So this path, what I really want to emphasize in this moment is this path is not about being comfortable. Being comfortable is so boring and so dull and so lame. And unfortunately, to be in the United States of America, it's kind of shocking to me that that's what people have settled for. It didn't used to be like that. My heroes back in the days of like Walt Whitman and Henry David Thoreau and the Transcendentalists. You read some of this amazing poetry, Ralph Waldo Emerson. It was about the adventure of the soul, the adventure of the spirit, the adventure of being alive, of self-discovery. And, we're settling for being comfortable. And when you're comfortable, your soul is dying inside, right? Now, that's different than being safe. There's a certain sense of emotional safety, of physical safety, that's important in order to go into these higher realms of Abraham Maslow shows us in the hierarchy of needs, right? That when these lower needs of shelter, food, clothing are met, then we can move into the higher levels of self-actualization and self-realization inside. But really, this place of being uncomfortable is where all the excitement lies, where all the adventure lies, where all the aliveness lies, where all the inspiration lies, where the play of life lies. There's a movement in the evolution of our consciousness. And when we're aligned with the evolution of our consciousness, when we're aligned with the deepest call of our heart, when we're aligned with the deepest sense of purpose, meaning, inspiration, we recognize and realize what it means to be alive because we're living it. We're living it. And it's so joyously uncomfortable. It's so exhilaratingly uncomfortable. It's so beautifully, magically, miraculously uncomfortable. It's the greatest ecstatic uncomfortability you could possibly experience. And we don't need to ask ourselves at this point, what's the meaning of life in some kind of conceptual, philosophical, intellectual headspace, right, where the energy is just spinning up here, because we're living it. We're living it. We're living it. We're living it. So what you feel here in this series is you're going to feel the energy of living it, the energy of presence, the energy of vitality, the energy of inspiration that comes from a place of relaxed excitement, that comes from a place of relaxed excitement. So it's not just kind of, I'm too relaxed to even act it out right now. I don't want to get my face all scrunched up. But there's a way of feeling motivated, shall we say, that has a lot of anxiety and worry and stress and tension. So as I spoke to yesterday, if you haven't seen the first episode yesterday, you can tune back to yesterday. There's this space of being excited and relaxed at the same time. And that's the space to be. And that's the space of this present moment, of being fully awake and alive and attuned to this present moment, and being awake and alive and attuned to who you really are, and being fully available for life to move through you in this moment. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale. Exhale. So much love and appreciation for y'all for sharing this space with me. 13 minutes going on 14 minutes. Okay, so 4 extra minutes today, 4 bonus minutes today. See you on the next now.